Hi, welcome back to Voracious Living. Today's video is entitled, I haven't titled it yet. Wow, this is awkward. So today's video is about choosing thankfulness. Okay, so first off, I actually wrote this blog a year ago. Legitimately a year ago. I just recently found it again and I thought it was so good and I needed to hear it again. And so I thought I'd share it with all of you. Anyway, some of the context for this was a year ago. So, as a Christian, it is so much fun when you make the enemy really annoyed with you, because that means God's really happy, and it's like when you win, it's just like the best feeling ever. However, it is really easy sometimes to fall under anxiety, stress, displeasure, annoyance, frustration with where you are at in your life. It's really easy to give into your emotions sometimes, and that is not a win for you or God. So, it's a bummer. I went through a time where I was really feeling all of those things, and I think displeasure would be the best way of putting how I was feeling. I was not pleased with my life. I didn't feel like I was doing anything good or anything beneficial for me or for anybody around me. What started all of this was when I actually purchased a plane ticket to visit my sister in Indiana, and it was a lot of money, like $300+. And so, especially for me then, that's a lot of money. It was definitely worth it, for the record. But it kind of stressed me out, because I'm like, there are probably better things I could be spending $300 on, but I really want to go. And it kind of set off a whole chain of events. And with this, every time I went into work, there was just this joy lacking. And I'm really, really good at faking it, and I'm always nice to the people around me. I just am, and I always appear happy, all the things. But it was fake, and I knew it was fake. And I'd show up to work and I'd just fake it for 5 hours, and it was exhausting for me. So after a long day of work, and I felt this way, I decided on my drive home I was going to talk to God and kind of see what the deal was. And I kind of got called out by God. He revealed to me that I wasn't thankful. When I would go to work, I'd show up, I'd work hard, and whenever I'd get tipped poorly, which as a waitress, tips are kind of how you make your money, and so it's kind of like you rely on good tips sometimes. And whenever I get tipped poorly, I'd be annoyed, and then whenever I'd get tipped well, I'd be like, oh yay, thank you so much, but it wasn't there wasn't equal thankfulness. God told me that the opposite of displeasure is thankfulness, and that if I switched my mindset, I'd see the opposite results. So the next day I went back to work, and I'm like, you know what, today I'm going to choose to be so thankful for everything. The good tips, the bad tips, the nice people. I'm going to literally be thankful that I get to talk to these strangers. I get to show them the love of God, all the things. And oh, my phone's almost dead. That's awesome. I was like, I'm going to be thankful for literally everything. And this is what happened when I chose that. That week, when I chose thankfulness, 100% of the time, my tips completely doubled, and within 4 shifts I had my whole entire plane ticket paid off, and that was just in tip money. So not only did the choice of thankfulness manifest itself in a financial way, it also showed itself on a personal level. I just felt better at the end of the day. I didn't feel exhausted, I didn't feel anxious, even if it was a long shift or anything like that. The joy was no longer being faked when I chose to be thankful. And then it manifested itself in an external way, actually. I had a guy approach me, and he wasn't even my table or anything. I hadn't talked to him this whole time. But he came up to me and he told me that that I had so much joy, and that my countenance lit up the entire restaurant, is what he told me. And it was so sweet, first of all, but second of all, it's because I wasn't faking it. I no longer was faking the joy. I was no longer faking the happy attitude. So the things that happened after I made the choice to be thankful was that my money doubled, which is definitely a plus. The amount of my joy tripled, and I even noticed that my relationships were completely strengthened with my family, coworkers, friends, all the things. It just felt better. In 1 Thessalonians 5:18, I'm going to read it because I'm not very good at memorizing things. It says, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus. God designed us to be thankful in all circumstances. It's the will of God. And so I think that being thankful is definitely a choice. I know I say that all the time. I think a lot of things in life are a choice. And I don't think that in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, God wouldn't ask us to be thankful in all circumstances if it wasn't achievable. Thankfulness is not faking a feeling. Seeing what you have in a new light, and it makes it so that the feelings you had to fake before actually come naturally to you. And honestly, it does not mean that your circumstances are going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that life is perfect. It just means that you're going to choose to see the good in everything. And I know it sounds super cliche, but honestly, it's shown itself in my life just through testimony after testimony of how thankfulness changes things. Find something to be thankful for in everything. And I think that like the purest form of joy comes out of that. Honestly, being thankful just like kicks Satan's butt, like straight up. And he does not want you to find something to be thankful for. So he's gonna kind of like whisper the things in your ear, like of all the things that are going wrong, all the bad stuff. I think I said this already, but I want to say it again because it's so good. Thankfulness is the purest form of joy. So I just want to encourage you to find the littlest things to be thankful for, because this was just kind of my testimony of how that affected my life, but I really think it can change yours and turn yours around. I'm so happy that God like talked to me about this, just because it's like you can't fake joy, you know, but you can find things to be thankful for, and I think that joy is a byproduct of thankfulness sometimes. Anyways, I don't want to get on like a little rabbit trail, but anyways, so yes, choose thankfulness and embrace it. There is something for you to be thankful for, I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it encouraged you in some way or another. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on the contact me page on my website. And if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. All the things. You can subscribe to my website too. That's also a thing you can do. Anyways, thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you next month.